welcome to the first edition of our podcast.
Welcome to what?
We're still working on some technical difficulties, but nonetheless, this is the first podcast of many. I'm your host, wBoogie, and I'm joined with a cast of good friends, good gamers. I'm going to start over to my left. Introduce yourself. You know what I'm saying?
This is Mike, aka Jigsaw, here with you. Gonna be joining this podcast, telling you some, hopefully, some good information for you guys. But we will see how that goes.
If nothing else, it'll be funny as fuck
Exactly.
because of this guy named Steez. Go ahead and
I'm
introduce
Justin.
yourself.
I'm Justin, but they know me as Steez. I probably should have wrote this shit down beforehand, but yeah, we'll just roll with it. Fuck it.
And I'm yours truly, Mustard Custer.
The beard with a face.
Word.
So, kicking things off, we want to start off with the big debacle. Since that's of course the EA situation. If y'all haven't been living under a rock, y'all should know by now what EA did in terms of their microtransaction ordeal with Star Wars Battlefront 2. So we're gonna talk about that a little bit. I'm gonna start with Justin, aka Steezo. What is your take on the situation?
they're they're poison, man. They are putting poison in the water well, bro. That that opens up a whole new playing field that the gamers or the community is playing with the developers. These microtransactions, man, they're nothing. They're nothing to enhance gameplay. They're not.
True.
They're taking regular what should be regular in-game content and putting a price on it. So even if you buy the game, you still can't even play the whole game because you have not purchased any additional things. I mean, take Star Wars for instance, the new one that just came out. They
Yeah,
show
for
some
example.
incredible fucking gameplay on their trailers, bro. It's incredible and it looks amazing. But the minute you go into that game, the first thing you see is a bunch of lock symbols. Like you get one weapon
Hide
and
behind that red tape, man.
yeah, welcome to the game, but stay right there. You know what I'm saying? Welcome to the game, but don't play it. Pretty much, that's what they're doing. If you want to play our game, you got to fork over
And
another $3.99 every week. If you want
Yeah,
to play
and
the
it's
full
funny
game.
how when they because in the first one it was just a big issue, right? When they first launched Battlefront, Star Wars, it was just like, oh man, this game's retarded. I gotta fucking pay all this
Yeah.
money on top of the game that I already bought.
Hmm.
The backlash on that, they were like, oh dude, we're gonna fix it. Come part two, you're gonna see it's gonna be different. And then they reneged on their deal, like it's
Yeah,
just like,
all
you
they
know
did
what,
all they
you're
did
still
was
gonna end up buying it anyway and paying for all this extra shit. So
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, all they did was increase the amount of items that you may purchase. Not you may earn or grind for, you may purchase. That's what they did. Don't we gave you so much more content the second time around? Yeah, but all that
You had
content
to
is
pay
still
for
locked
it.
behind that same red
Yeah,
tape.
exactly. You had to pay for it.
Yeah, it's incredible. It's incredible how they can how confident they've become in doing that, knowing that
Because
you know what
the
if
people are gonna pay it
yeah they will.
It's just,
regardless.
If you want to play it, you gotta fucking pay us, and you
it's
will
like
pay us.
it's supply and demand, right? Like you're gonna buy the game, and if you want to keep playing that game with all those little extras, you're gonna have to pay it regardless.
Because
So
you can
knowing that
still
people aren't gonna like, oh, you know what, we're not gonna buy the game because they sell over well over millions of copies,
Mhm.
that they're just gonna keep doing what they do. It's not gonna
Yeah,
change anything
yeah,
until we, the
it's not for
gamers,
us.
exactly, until we, the gamers, say, you know what, fuck that, we're off this shit, and we're gonna play some other game or
Hmm.
not play your game at
But
all.
now, seeing how EA has capitalized on that, and like I said, how confident they've become in doing that, all these other developers are picking up on that, and how much
Exactly.
money EA is making off of that. So now the poison is starting to spread. You see what I'm saying? There's
Hmm.
gonna be pretty soon. There's gonna be no fucking games where there aren't any microtransactions at the start. You know what I'm saying?
But that was the
If
whole.
you want to play our game, you got to buy the game, and then you got to buy the
But
content.
that was the sinking.
You know what I
That
mean?
was the sinking ship though. Like that was what started all. Like we remember back when they started the whole DLC thing, and you know what I'm saying. People
Yeah.
was like, "Oh, it's DLC is gonna be extra." But I remember when DLCs was an entire game. You know what I'm saying. It wasn't just like
Yeah.
Right.
a
Yeah.
bits
Yep.
and pieces of a game that's already on the
Hmm.
disc from jump. It was a whole brand new
Yeah.
game. You know what I'm saying? In a sense.
Yeah.
But now you got
It
things
was
like
it was
yeah,
add-on
you got
content.
things
Yeah.
like oh, if you pre-order, you get this bonus thing, you get this bonus gun, or you get this bonus skin, whatever.
The people who purchase the DLC also get that same shit that you fucking pre-ordered for. You know what I mean? It's not exclusive.
Hmm.
The way they do it now is it's all
Well, no,
it's all inclusive if you pay for it.
well, no, it's like just like Destiny. It was exclusive for how many months before it became, public?
Yeah,
It
but
was only a few
all right.
months.
So you pre-order the game, you got this fucking gun set shader, whatever.
Hmm.
That gun was meaning. Those gun sets were meaning.
Meaningless.
But if
But
you guys remember in Destiny 1, do you remember when they first did that? You get the Vanguard pack and shit like that, and they were
Yeah.
fucking green weapons, dude.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you gotta make those weapons legendary. At
Yeah.
least.
You got to make it worth it.
No, what they
Exactly,
should do,
right? Something that I can
they need
take
to
with
do,
me till the end of my character's life cycle.
what they need to do is make it exclusive. Like if you did not do a certain thing, you did not get the weapon at all. There's nothing that you can do to get that weapon. You should have done it when the opportunity was presented. That shit is
Well, they did that with like the
shit's
Sparrow
alright with
and
me.
the shader and shit,
Yeah,
but
see,
not the weapons.
It's all aesthetics. You know what I mean? That
Yeah.
shit doesn't do nothing.
Yeah, it's nothing to help you in game.
Like I would fucking tell me that doesn't sound like a good
Yeah, because
idea. Like
they
a game that
did
you would
that
play.
because they don't want you to think it's pay to win. You know.
But it is. But it is. It's not even pay to win. It's pay to play. You know what I'm saying? You gotta keep paying if you want to keep playing, man. Otherwise, you get left behind.
Yeah, but I'm saying seeing as that this has been involved into scandal after scandal, how can us as gamers like really combat that? Like, I know everybody's saying don't play the game or we're just gonna move on, but you're still gonna have those people who is gonna support that.
It's really hard. It's really hard because
Word. I mean, think about like Destiny. They got me for the 100. I'm stuck
Yep.
here until those.
We got all of us.
We're gonna get into Destiny. We don't worry because Bungie is another company that is in the slippery slope right now.
Yeah, but like they said, they're trying to apply themselves to, the every now and then type of player, not the people that actually play it on a daily basis.
Mm-hmm.
So what we say is not going to matter.
What really needs to happen is as a community, every single gamer of that game has to not sink into that sand pit. You know what I'm saying? Like that's quicksand, dude. We either all have to pull out. If there's three or four of us that don't pull out, then they're going to keep doing it. You know what I mean? Everybody has to stop playing.
Listen, but when you got the major streamers and all this shit still playing this stuff,
it's lucrative. You know what I mean?
Then that's a wrap, man. As long as they're playing it, all those other little kids that follow are gonna play.
Exactly.
Are gonna play it too.
It's a pyramid. It's just like a pyramid scheme, man. It trickles down from the top. As long as there's one person at the top feeding into it, there will be people underneath him that feed into it as well.
So basically, what you're saying,
and developers will not. They feel no remorse for that. They don't care. I mean, just look at let's see, like Battlefront 2. Shit game, dude. It's a shit game. You know what I mean? And it doesn't matter because there are still people playing it. They're still making money. So their next release, their next AAA title is probably going to be an even shittier, just as shit or even shittier than Battlefront 2. You know what I mean? They don't care about quality. It's quantity over quality, bro. That's what it's into.
Oh, that's a guarantee. That's what it's been, and probably will stay that way too.
Mm-hmm. And it sucks because the gaming industry has taken a direction that is not inclusive to the hardcore or fucking the gamer. It's not. It's all about people that are using it as a platform to make income. You know half the streamers don't even like the games that they play. They play it because it makes money.
is that, but I think the ultimate how we can officially like get on it is just speak with your wallet. I mean, don't support the game at all. Like that's the biggest way you could hurt them. It's not by
that's
not.
What I'm saying. But if we do that,
it's gonna be it's hard because you have those people who still they don't care or but
it
has to
like
start
when
it has to start right there.
But it's tough when say the four of us right here right now, right? If two of us buy the game, automatically the other two are like, you know what, fuck it.
Why not? Yep.
Yeah, our monies are also it's tied in with the rest of our crew. Yeah, you're right. I mean, it's not a guaranteed like, oh shit, this game is amazing. I'm
Word,
glad
like,
you showed it to me.
because Derek stayed trying to get us on Wildlands.
On Wildlands for a while, yo.
Yo, and
He's
that's
still
the thing.
trying, dude.
And I can't buy into
Instantly
it
mutes the-
for whatever reason.
Instantly
I
mutes
don't
the party
either.
every time he brings it up, bro.
Yeah,
That awkward silence where they're like,
it's like,
yeah, this looks alright.
I think all in all, EA, you know what I'm saying? Stop trying to game the customers. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna make a game, make the full game. You know what I'm saying? You have that reputation to where you can put out a game and people will buy it. But if you're gonna do some shady shit like that, you know what I'm saying? That leaves a bad mark.
No, their reputation.
You know what I'm
their
saying? You
reputation
basically,
has
you know what I'm
fallen
saying?
far from grace.
But I mean, it's been like that even since the NBA Live games. Like nobody really plays those type of games anymore. Everybody went to 2K for the NBA.
You know where it started? You know where it started with EA? What really started the notice from the gamers was Mass Effect.
Yeah,
bro, that game has a giant community. Like you can't even imagine how big that community is.
The
And
first
for the
game
most
was
part,
dope.
that game is single player. For the most part,
First
that game
two
is single
games.
player. Yeah,
The
single
trilogy,
player,
even the third one was.
they're mainly
The third one's trying to get you with the fucking.
Yeah, see that whole thing. That a lot of people were upset by that, but I mean, it's a sci-fi, man. I mean, what do you expect? It's not supposed to have a logical ending, I don't think. Well, because,
Oh shit! Am I in?
oh, there he
Yo.
is.
Oh!
Oh, there he is.
Late to the party, but he's
Alright.
in.
He said,
Dang.
"Oh,
all right. Well, we told y'all that we was going to get into, you know what I'm saying, the other culprit that's, shot themselves in the foot royally this past week, and that's of course Bungie and their whole debacle with their franchise of Destiny. Now, they pulled some a little similar to what happened with EA, but not as much. It wasn't as bad, but they still did some shady shit. It was just recently announced that the Curse of Osiris DLC dropped for Destiny 2, and a lot of players were had their mixed emotions about it. Some said it was good, some said it was bad. Some people, was like, okay, this is just more stuff to do. The real kicker was that if you didn't have the DLC, you couldn't do certain things in the game anymore. For instance, the prestige raid. This is supposed to be the top pinnacle of PvE content for Destiny, right? If you didn't have the Curse of Osiris, you couldn't do the prestige raid. And then, of course, if you couldn't do the prestige raid, that means you couldn't get your final trophy. So no matter what, you would have been locked out of that final trophy, getting your platinum or getting that 1,000 gamer score. And fans was upset about this. Now, what are your thoughts on Bungie and their whole situation with locking things behind Eververse and that whole deal?
I mean, honestly.
Well, what do you mean? Locking things behind Eververse?
Recent reports came out that over like 50% of the content for Curse of Osiris is locked behind Eververse. Like,
so it's only achievable by getting those.
How do you figure?
If you look at what they offered, as far as what's coming to Destiny in this update, there's only about maybe 10% of brand new items, like the exotics.
Yeah.
Everything else that they mainly focus on was behind Eververse, because Eververse got a huge update.
The aesthetics.
You say it's aesthetics. There are some things in Eververse store that is pointing towards that pay to win status. Primarily that them gold shells that gives you like XP bonus across everything. But for the most part, it was 50. It was like 50% was dedicated solely towards Eververse. So where people was like, "Yo, this is not the end game. This is the spin game." Because now it's like, they trying to push that same business model of, hey, we know you gave us this amount of money, but if you pay us just this amount of money, you pay more money, oh, you can get this stuff, you can get that stuff. And it was like, looking from what they promised in Curse of Osiris, a lot of the stuff is like basically geared towards Eververse. She got a huge update, in my opinion, whereas we just got old exotics from D1.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people was upset about that. You know what I'm saying? And rightfully so, because it's like, for us, we all played Destiny 1. We all got all the exotics. We all, did all that stuff. Now, when they came out with the trailer for Destiny 2, they was like, oh, this is a brand new experience. they created this whole story so that you had to go out and find new weapons. You had to go and do all this extra stuff, and they justified it that way. But then they kept sneaking the old exotics back in.
Yeah, that's not new though. They if you remember in Destiny 1, you had to do certain things to get certain exotics. Like the Thorn. Yeah, you had to like the Thorn. You had to do certain things in the Crucible. You had to do specific things to get those exotics.
Right.
I don't know why it was you always be referencing the Stranger's Rifle. You realize the Stranger's Rifle was blue the entirety of Destiny until they finally made it a legendary.
Yeah.
But it was the same Stranger's Rifle. You got it at the end of the game. The
Yeah.
exotic was not the Stranger's Rifle.
No, that was a different.
That was the Taken King expansion.
And quests like that for exotics didn't exist until year 2, the Taken King. Before that, you just got them the same way you get them now, minus engrams, because engrams didn't even exist then too. Exotic ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, the other quests were like checklists. Do this to get that. Do this to get that.
Yeah, they were
bounties.
They were mission bounties.
Exotic bounties.
Mhm. And I actually feel like it's degraded into more of a casino, bro. It's more feeding into the gambling, the gambling area of gaming. Take a chance, spin the wheel. Oh shit, you got caca. Give us money and you can spin the wheel 2 more times. Oh, sorry, caca. You know what I mean? Now if you give us more money, you can spin the wheel 10 times and see that gives you a better chance of getting.
Yeah, but that Eververse shit, there's nothing really there on Eververse that I'm like, oh, I gotta have. Like, so that's whatever. I don't mind if people want to pay their extra bucks to get cosmetic shit.
Yeah.
You can. Half the game could be that. I don't care. Like I'm not paying it. You ain't gonna get me. And good luck with the rest of those.
But do you feel that it's worth that?
There's nothing there that's pay to win, though.
That doesn't bother me.
There's nothing in Eververse that's pay to win.
Yeah.
No, it's not pay to win.
I think it's fucked up that you made people have to buy the DLC in order to get a prestige completion.
It's not even that. It just sucks because it feels like all these updates are just for that fucking gambling type of gameplay. You know what I mean? Like. Most of the content that was introduced in the update was fucking all aesthetics. Like there was no practical use for these things.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the content where I can fucking use it? That's what I want. That's what I'm waiting for. I just don't care. I don't care how it looks. I want to fucking ruin people's days in the Crucible. You know what I mean? But I can't. I can't. All I can do is just like, hey, look at me. I'm fucking shiny purple. Hey, look at me. Now I'm gold. You know what I mean? What the fuck is that?
Post tells you where some caches are or something like that.
Yeah.
That's the extent.
I don't think them locking stuff was intentional. Like, I think it was just something they overlooked.
Yeah.
For the simple fact they were trying to keep the raid and all that shit relevant, which is something they didn't do in Destiny 1.
Because of that mistake they made
I think they were just focused on not making that mistake again, and they made a brand new one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I mean, it comes full circle. You know what I mean? Like it's in D1, lazy development, dude. Lazy development. D2, a little bit more meticulous, but still, like these things aren't easily overseen. You know what I mean? Like they spell check, nigga. When you write a fucking paper for school,
nothing's
spell
overseen. We got fucking hundreds of thousands of people fucking looking at it.
You know what I'm saying? But like I said, it's lazy development. Like it's like using spell check. You don't turn in a fucking an essay without spell checking it first, do you? No.
I'm just mad that I paid fucking $100 and all you're giving me the shit I had before I paid $100. What the fuck? Like you should have given me a discount, 50.
Yeah.
If you was gonna give me all the shit I had already.
There's a lot of things like for instance. So do you feel like this DLC was worth $20? Do you feel like it was a $20 DLC? Or do you feel like
I didn't pay $20?
I know, but I'm saying individually, like if you was to just buy the base game and then you bought each DLC as it came out, do you feel
I got 8 story missions, 4 fucking heroic adventures, and 3 strikes, 2 crucible maps? I don't know if that warrants.
Well,
I mean, does it warrant that price tag, or should this just have been a free deal, a free expansion? Because I feel like
think
it
should
should have
have
been a free expansion because in theory you got one new map, you got one new area I should say to go to, and it's small as shit.
America.
No, but
It's one big ass circle.
I'm thinking of it in terms of like this. It's like this. Look at games such as Skyrim, right? They have a website. They have an archive called the Nexus, where modders create mods, and some of these mods are fucking full games, fully developed, fully fucking compatible. Like you can download and install these mods that completely change Skyrim into a different game, bro. And they're developing it themselves and doing all the work themselves and releasing it for free, where anybody can just come and get it for free if they want to. You know what I'm saying? And some of these things are shit, and they're fucking completely bad and terrible. Like, why the fuck would you download or create this? Some of them are fucking gems. You know what I mean? Like, holy shit, it's like a fucking game. It's a brand new game.
Okay, what the fuck does that have to do with the DLC and Destiny?
The DLC. I'm saying that these people are doing it out of the love of the game. You know what I mean? They do it because they love it, and they're giving it away for free. So when a fucking multi-billion-dollar developer releases this fucking DLC pack for $34.99 or whatever, and then this is the content we get, bro. Like, yeah, maybe it should be free. Maybe it should be. You know, like it's
I feel like if you're gonna focus a lot on Eververse, then DLC needs to be free.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Make your money on that Eververse shit, and give me free DLC.
Yeah. Like, see, I wouldn't have no complaints if the Osiris thing was free, because you're right, it's a very small fucking expansion. It is. What do you say? Eight story missions and 4 heroic things.
And then a fake raid.
It's basically like everybody.
It's a puzzle, and then 2 encounters.
Yeah.
But it's like everybody.
2 puzzles and a boss. Yeah, you're right. 2 puzzles and a boss.
Yeah, so maybe it should have been free then, because, like I said, lazy developing, man.
Well, I feel like everybody is mainly upset about this game in particular because they had such a good foundation with the previous game. Now, granted, Destiny 1 started off terrible. You know what I'm saying? It was playable. And it was okay.
Okay, but where they left off on Taken King was fire.
Exactly, and that's what a lot of people are saying. They said Taken King was basically the foundation of what Destiny was supposed to be before they came out with it.
It was a better game than what we got right now.
You know what I'm saying? And Rise of Iron and then all that other stuff made it better. So if you left off with that, you should have had no problems with Destiny 2. A lot of that stuff should have been in Destiny 2 since day one, like the heroic strikes.
Chaos, right?
You know what I'm saying? All
heroic strikes.
But
like we just got playlists back. Like what the fuck?
Think of the time frame, bro.
They 70% of their staff for the past 2 years were not playing but building Destiny 2, bro. 70% of their staff for the past 2 years.
But 70% of their staff had nothing to do with Destiny 1.
But nonetheless, like you already got a base foundation for that game.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying though. But it doesn't matter what foundation you have if you have somebody brand new start building the fucking building. You know what I mean? That's a good ass foundation, but the building can still be a piece of shit because you got brand new people.
Well, Destiny 1 didn't start off as this grand scheme mansion. You know what I'm saying? They had to build. They had to use building blocks.
Like you said, they fixed it.
Exactly.
They fixed it, and the people that fixed it and made it fire left before Destiny 2 was they had nothing to do with Destiny 2.
Here's what I see the problem with Destiny 2, and it's not really a problem. Destiny 2 came out with all the shit that everybody cried about in Destiny 1. And when the first week of this game, all I heard was, they fixed this, they did that, it's better. Now, it's a 180. Oh, this is bullshit, because there's no grind. This is bullshit, because there's no that. It don't make no sense. As far as from what I hear, community-wise, friends-wise, is complaining about getting the answer to what they complained about. So it's more or less you can't please them.
Yeah.
You do one thing and then they bitch. You try to fix it and then they bitch. That's what
Yeah,
Destiny 2 is.
it
Destiny
all
2
comes.
answered everything that people wanted gone and wanted in the game. Destiny 2 started with most of that. Obviously, not game modes and shit like that, but core game and stuff like that, it's all here. And now
Yeah,
people don't like it. Once again, like they want the old shit that they complained about back.
yeah. Like I see what you're saying. I feel like the same thing happened with the community, where the people that complained, like it comes down to whoever cries the loudest, pretty much. If a lot of the player base is fucking whining about hand cannons or this is too OP or whatever, they're gonna fucking nerf all hand cannons all around. You know what I mean? Not just that particular one, they're gonna nerf all of them. And then that's gonna start a new group of fucking whiny babies that's gonna be like, well, blah blah, now I can't do this and blah blah blah. So then they're gonna fucking say,
Yeah.
okay, fine, we're gonna nerf
Like,
this and buff
one of
this so
the
that doesn't happen
biggest
anymore.
complaints of Destiny 1 was the grind. Nobody wanted to do that shit. Now, the biggest complaint is they want to grind. There's no grind.
But see, the thing, I don't see how there could be a grind though, because
It's
all the
not
weapons
how
are
it-
fucking same.
Yeah,
It's all the same. I would not feel
That-
satisfied grinding for a gun that somebody just got just by simply getting shot in the face in the Crucible 10 times in a row for. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I would not be satisfied with that. But see, if I got the same gun as them and it had different perks, maybe
Word.
that would you know what I'm saying? Like there's gotta
There's
be
no
some
variety.
incentive. If it's the same fucking gun, yeah. If there's no variety, it's the same shit all around. Then I'm not gonna do any extra for it. You know what I mean?
yeah.
There's no point.
There's really no variety of anything. Like let's go back to the strikes in D1 when they implemented, you know what I'm saying, strike specific loot. That was something that you wanted to do. You wanted to do that strike over and over again until you got that
Just for that.
just for that, because it was locked to that strike, and people
Stuff like
gave
that
to
they
do it.
shouldn't have removed.
And this is
Yeah,
no,
but
it's
see-
not here
See,
now.
they didn't like
Or
they didn't
left
like,
out.
they
Stuff
didn't like
like
the
that
fact-
they shouldn't have left out.
Yeah, but see, Bungie's a fucking stickler too. They're very. If you look at the moves that they've made with this game, they're very they're kind of dickish about it too. You know, like they just simply do. I'm assuming it's Lucas Smith, right? That's his name.
Luke Smith.
Luke Smith.
Yeah, Luke Smith. I'm assuming it was him that saw people grinding and doing that shit. I was like, you know what? No farming. I don't like people that just farm. So he got rid of that shit. You know what I'm saying? That type of gameplay. Like, if you're gonna do a strike over and over just to try and get a strike specific weapon,
Yeah,
or,
but
or
it
armor
shouldn't
or whatever,
matter. That's what they want. Like you
Yeah.
want people playing your game for as much as possible.
That's what I'm saying. But see,
So
I
should
feel like
be-
Bungie's not like that though. They don't want people to play.
But it's not
Bullshit.
It's
because they
not-
like it. I think they want people to play the game how they want them to play it. That's the problem.
They want people to play it casually. That's why they're fucking. No, it's retarded.
That's why
But that's what it looks like though. It looks like Bungie wants people to play Destiny the way Bungie wants them to play Destiny. They don't want people to play it how people want to play it. You should play it the way
Yeah,
Bungie
I've
developed
heard,
it to play.
I've heard people saying that since the first months of Destiny 1. Because if they didn't have, like, if they didn't try to sync that message across, like how you're feeling right there, they want you to play how they want you to play, then they wouldn't waste their time and effort on patching certain things that are unnecessary.
Yeah, that's true. But then to keep a player base, I could see that because some of those patches are they're null, man. Like I don't understand what the fuck the patches are for.
All right,
Like Destiny 1 was all, it pretty much seemed like all nerfs until the very end.
Take it back to the beginning of Destiny, the loot cave. What
Mhm.
did that really get anybody? You couldn't get the 30 without the raid. So why would they? Why even nerf that? You know what I mean?
Why would they?
Why
take
do it? Why do it? You know
Well,
how many hundreds of people, thousands of people did that?
Like you said, thousands of people
That's
just
what
sitting there
people
doing
want
that
to
shit.
do it.
That's thousands of people playing
That's
this
what
game.
you know what I'm saying.
what's the matter?
Everybody was
That's-
posted up at the
that's-
fucking
Yeah.
Cosmodrome,
They got rid of
just
it.
sitting
They
there
got
in
rid
that
of it.
loot cave
And I'm
for
sure
hours.
a lot of
I've
people
done it.
Because
the rest of the game.
like
Yeah, Steve.
like
but
like you
that's
were
what I'm saying. I'm agreeing with you. That's
yeah,
what
they
that's
want
what you're
people to
saying.
play
They
the
want
game
they
the
don't want
way
you to play
they
like that.
want you
Yeah,
to.
exactly.
Yeah,
Otherwise, they would have left
where
that.
they go
What was it
foul.
hurting? What was it hurting? You know what I'm
That's a
saying?
strike against themselves right there, man. That's where they really bit the bullet right there. I'm like, oh,
It's like
shit.
when they remove cheeses, right? Like when they do shit like that, it's because no, they want you to play the game like this. and we should be allowed. We paid for the fucking game. Let me play the bitch however I want to play it. If I find an exploit, then that you fucked up, and let me reap the rewards.
Well, see, I mean, but see, that goes farther too, though. Like, if you find an exploit and then that shit becomes very popular, of course they're gonna patch it, and then you just gotta, it's your job as a player to go find another.
Nah, as far as that goes, all right, exploits and stuff. If it's PVE, leave this shit alone.
No,
I mean,
it's not hurting nobody.
yeah, like. I can understand like that whole fucking leaving and the ads don't even spawn type of shit. I can understand something like that. Like the encounter itself is just completely broken. Pull the cord and Crota stays kneeling down. I can understand fixing that. But like putting an invisible wall so you couldn't knock Atheon off, that wasn't easy to do. You know what I'm saying? There wasn't too many people who could do that.
Yeah.
So
even the person that found that shit out.
What was that hurting?
Yeah.
That wasn't hurting nobody.
Team couldn't barely do that shit, man.
Facts.
PvP fucking exploits, patch those because now you're fucking with somebody else.
Immediately,
you know what I'm saying?
Those.
Yeah. But leave the PvE shit alone unless it's truly game breaking. Oh, no ads that spawn in this encounter. I can understand that.
Yeah, or tricking the fucking engram system into giving you certain things like that type of shit. I understand. You can't milk.
I don't even know about that. When was that?
That's what I'm saying, man. Gaming back in the day when there was no social media was better. There was no fucking crybaby community that you ever heard from. You know what I'm saying? And when you did have them exploits, it was just you and the friends on your block and shit that knew about. Yo, look, I found this out.
Mm-hmm. And it was very rare to find. It was very rare to find them. Everybody could fucking be playing that same game, and nobody knew the fucking exploits. Yeah, nobody knew the fucking exploits. You know what I mean? And then by chance, one person goes to their cousin's house for a birthday. Their cousin's like, "Hey, you seen this shit?" And then that's where it starts. You know what I mean? And that shit, shit's fire, bro. It's fucking fire. You know what I mean? Like, oh my god, this is a brand new game for me. You know what I mean? And now that I can fucking.
Even still, when exploits were published in magazines and shit, the developers didn't go back in and fix this.
I'm trying to fix this.
You know?
I'm gonna go to everybody's house and like, I need your cartridge.
You know,
I'm gonna need your cartridge.
Connect my NES through the fucking phone line.
But like even PlayStation 2, when this shit started first going online, they didn't worry about going back in there and
changing it.
They didn't worry about anything, actually. They were a little too lax back
then. Because they were already on their next project. They had no time to waste on the old project. They already made their money off that game. There was nothing else to do on it. On to the next one. But now game cycles have longer cycles than the consoles they're on.
Yeah. So that's why a lot of these developers, like I said, lazy developing. They develop a project so fucking fast just to release it, start making money, and while it's gradually picking up a place,
unfinished product.
Then fix it. Then change this.
Exactly. Unfinished product they're putting out to the street and then correcting as they go. Like, okay, all right, this is what needs to be done.
But the problem with that is, like, you know what I'm saying, they already got people money. You know what I'm saying? People pre-order games months in advance. So it's
sometimes it's like, oh, that's gonna be out till 2020. You want to pre-order it now.
So you already got their money. So now it's like you could just sit back and like, you know what I'm saying? Oh, this is broke, bro. We'll deal with it as it comes.
There's a new dynamic now, though, because now there's the game developers, and then there's the game publishers. The publishers are the ones that are putting those deadlines. Like, you need to fucking finish this now because it needs to go out now.
And because they want to make their money.
They want their money back. Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of.
What do you mean? What do you mean now? There's a new thing. That's not new.
That's always
no. I'm saying like, because we were talking about PS2 and then shit, starting to pick up in online gaming and all that shit. But now there's game publishers.
But it was still always a developer and a publisher.
Yeah. But the publishers were not as EA as the publishers are now. Every publisher is EA now. Every publisher. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't care if the game is finished or if something's broken or whatever. They set a deadline, and you will make that deadline no matter what state the project is in. And then, if it flops, then that's between that developing company probably fucking doesn't exist anymore.
I just want to know who at Bungie was like, yo, let's go to Activision. Let's, you know what I'm saying? I want to know how the hell did that meeting even take place? Because I remember when Bungie was the new kids on the block. and they was like, we are a developing company dedicated to have the best experience for gamers. You know what I'm saying? And that's what made Bungie.
And they did.
That's what made Halo 1 as successful as it was, because they didn't care about none. They didn't care really about that. All they wanted was put the best game out under their brand.
But see, but that was not.
No, it wasn't, because they were the new kids on the block.
And Microsoft was pushing them hard for Halo 2, because the first vision of Halo was not the Halo that was released.
They wanted.
Yeah, no, it wasn't exactly what they developed. You know what I mean? Because Microsoft had very strict guidelines on Halo, and the franchise in the contract that they signed with Bungie. You know what I mean? Like, it has to meet certain requirements and this and that. And then when it was presented, Microsoft said, "No, you need to change this shit now." And Bungie fucking got into a long legal battle with them over that contract until Microsoft finally said, "All right, we'll fucking scrap. We'll revise the contract." And then that's when they came to a compromise and they released Halo. And then Microsoft was like, "All right, I guess you were right. My bad. All right, here's another 10-year contract for the next fucking 5 Halos." But Microsoft was wrong. They were wrong about it, because look at how fucking big Halo got.
Exactly. And I'm just, what happened?
But
you
see,
come
from
from
the developers won't fight back like that, because these publishers are offering fucking they're
boatload of money, bro.
Yeah, they're offering ridiculous amounts of fucking money for these games that aren't even on the storyboard yet. They're not even drawn up yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude, it's just an idea, and they're like,
they're
"Here's
throwing
$100
fucking
million."
millions at these niggas. So what? I mean, how could you blame them? Just be like, "All right, cool, we'll take your 50 million."
Yeah, but you should use your integrity. Like, I just want to know, like, what happened? What happened to that company? Because, and I don't want
money.
I don't want y'all to take this as, oh, this is a Bungie hate, this is a Destiny hate. Because let me tell you, y'all can go back in my video catalog. I was a hype man for this game back fucking January 2013, when they were just doing hints before that E3 presentation. I was a hype man for this game. So it's not like it's a whole hate conflict. It's sad and it's depressing, because I was that hype man. And to see something that I believe was to be the best first-person shooter out there, and was to take that shit to a new level, just fall.
Like, yeah, this
It's
game was
depressing.
supposed to be game-changing.
It's
I
depressing.
mean, I'll be honest with you.
I mean, it did change the genre of FPS.
It did. I'll give you
Even
my
with
honest
its
opinion.
flaws.
It is the best first-person shooter to date. It is, because Bungie's mechanics in the Crucible are fucking flawless. It's not the game that's fucking up when you get all those lags and fucking this and shit. It's the fact that they don't have dedicated servers. They will not spend that money for dedicated servers. If they had dedicated servers, bro, this game would be fucking fire for online play, bro. Because the mechanics of Destiny,
even in their state right now, with the play,
even in the state right now, if they had servers to use on the Crucible would be fucking amazing, dude. Because their mechanics are so much better than any other first-person shooter you can find. They are.
I mean, I'm not a PvP kind of guy, so
Huge PvP, yeah.
I mean, neither am I, because fucking it's peer-to-peer, man. It's fucking terrible.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's what any game that uses peer-to-peer. Like, the connections it's not gonna be as spot on as something like, something like Battlefield with their dedicated servers, or something like that, where, you know what I'm saying, you got a constant connection. I'm just saying.
I'm glad you brought up Battlefield, man, because could you imagine Destiny with Battlefield servers, bro? The Crucible would be the only thing anybody played, even if you're not a fucking, PvP
player.
Yeah, even if you're not, that would be the only thing you would want to play, because it's an amazing experience being in Destiny's Crucible, because Call of Duty's not like that. It doesn't make me feel like, it doesn't give me that sense of urgency when I'm playing. You know what I mean? Call of Duty is just kind of just fucking sprint and shoot, grenade. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But Destiny, it makes you feel like you have to fucking strategize. You're on the fucking fly, dude. Like, if somebody starts shooting you, fucking nigga, duck, run, go.
You're preaching to the choir. I couldn't tell you how many videos I did just in the alpha alone, the Destiny 1. Like, I said it. I was like, this is not your typical first-person shooter where it's just point and shoot. There was a level of skill to it. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't just pick up an auto rifle and just shoot and hope for the best. You know what I'm saying? You had to, to get your line of sight right. You had to, know when to.
You had to
Yeah,
aim and
aim. Know when to use your
where
shooter.
you shoot made a
You know what I'm saying?
difference.
It's sad. Like I said, it's sad to see what I envisioned just come to such a disappointment for me. And it's not. And I feel personally like Bungie spent so much time on the aesthetics. Now, don't get me wrong. When it comes to the visuals and it comes to the audio, the soundtrack, that shit is amazing. Hit it out of the park. You can't say, you know what I'm saying? That's something that they always get right. And but it seems like they spent too much time on that, and they didn't focus nothing on the gameplay itself.
From your product, man.
Look at this DLC. I mean, here you have a DLC with one of the most highly talked about characters in the Destiny lore, and we get this small little piece. Osiris is not even in the DLC. You only see him twice. Yeah, that's the beginning, and that's the end. That shit, you can't. How are you going to put this beloved character that was in the lore from day one, and you reduce it to that? Now, granted, I'm
quote unquote the most powerful guardian in all of Destiny. The most powerful ever.
He's not even in the game.
You see him twice, and it's like, why?
Gave him 3 lines, bro.
But see, listen. In Destiny 1, he wasn't in the game at all. But
his reputation was through the roof.
Built his story up.
Tell me he was not.
According to the narrative, he's not the most powerful. The most powerful is the one laying there dead.
Who?
Saint 14.
How could he be most powerful if he's
dead? in terms of reputation, Osiris is the pinnacle.
Osiris.
In terms of reputation, in terms of status, Osiris was the pinnacle. Look at when Trials came out. Trials was fucking dope as shit when it first came out. Even though it came out with a crappy ass DLC, House of Wolves, Trials was it. And it was featured around Osiris. So we was like, everybody was wondering, when are we going to see Osiris? Are we going to see Osiris? Are we going to see Osiris?
It's because Osiris.
And then you bring him out, and he's like, this is it?
It gives you that feeling
Nothing.
that
was all.
Searching for higher power.
You like this?
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Y'all need to finish the quest so you can get the rest of the narrative. Like, they be talking up Saint 14 big. Osiris' teacher. He was the Zavala to Osiris and shit. Or
Well, there's rumors that he's not dead either, though.
Well, none of them are really dead unless they lost their fucking ghost, because the ghost brings you back to life.
I have the gun. He's dead.
I saw that nigga laying there.
I took his gun and finished him off. He did.
I got the gun. He's dead.
I have the gun.
when you go into the chamber, the ghost says, "Oh, his light's gone. Rest in peace."
Yeah, so he's dead.
He's dead. Now, that's not to say they can't bring a ghost and wake his ass up, because he's a guardian, but
we did that to Sekiro.
Right now, he's dead.
All in all,
we did it to Osiris.
I feel like this should have just been, you know what I'm saying, an update.
They should because he deserved like an OP ass raid.
It's a double-edged sword, man, because it leaves us hoping that they will introduce something bigger, but it just.
But you can't get your hopes up.
It seems to be the same size road path that we're on. It can get bigger, but
are people really gonna, you know what I'm saying, be like, let's go again after this? I don't think they will. I think that's what I'm saying. Bungie, it has to be an open line of communication. Whether you're saying, people should stop complaining. I feel like if you're a fan and you love something, no matter what it is, you're gonna critique it till the fucking end. You call them on a bullshit, good or bad. If it's good, you give them all the praise in the world. But if it's bad, you call them out on that bullshit, and you don't stop until they change it. Yeah, you can say that to the people that's actually bitching and complaining, but the people that's actually making points, valid points, those are fans. Those are what's gonna keep your company going. That's what's gonna bring people to Destiny 3 and whatever else they decide to come out. Those are the people. And you basically said, fuck you. We're gonna go with the casual people. You got the hardcore fans that's got valid points. Like when they said we wanted to grind, they didn't say, we wanted like ask something. We needed something to do. You know what I'm saying? Yes, we go in there every week. We do the raid. We do milestones, stuff like that. That's cool. But it's like, to a point, it's like, well, this is all we're doing. You know what I'm saying? Stuff isn't getting handed out to us. We need a reason to do these things.
I can see both sides though, because we are such huge fucking fans of Destiny that we do fucking fly through all of the content so much faster than the average person. You know what I mean? For all the playable content, like as activities go, shit, man, we got through that shit within.
I mean, long story short,
and then we waited for the next shit to come out.
And I finished 2 characters in one
exactly.
day.
One day.
The DLC was like an hour. It was like an hour and some change.
That's on us though. That's on us though, because we are such big fans that we want to experience the whole game
in one sitting.
Yeah, in one sitting.
Yeah,
and
we're glutton.
For the most part, we do. That's our fault, because these games are. You can easily stretch these gameplays out. If you don't play as much, but we fucking feel so strongly about it that we do it all at once. You know what I mean? So it's a little both on both sides, the fan side and the developer.
It just needs more communication. It has to be open line of let me say, for example, okay, what game was it?
Assassin's Creed Unity.
Never mind this game again. I'm never buying anything
That's what
from
it was.
Ubisoft.
Yes, it was that game.
Instead of Ubisoft saying, "Oh well, we're not going to say nothing," they came out. They said, "Listen, we know this game is not what y'all wanted.
Broken.
Here's what we're going to do. Here's how we're going to fix it.
We're going to not make a game for 1 year. Focus on the game.
Here's how we're going to fix it, and here's a time frame for when you can expect it." And you know what I'm saying? People
But then they gave us fucking Division, and they shitted on that.
They did, but the main point I was trying to get at is that they had a communication. They had an open line of communication with the fan base.
You realize that's 2 different teams, right?
Yeah, that was Montreal, and they're no longer in business.
Yeah, they flopped their fucking company out the window.
Yeah, because you said, and then they gave us the Division. No, they didn't. That's 2 different.
But it's Ubisoft as a whole is what I'm getting at.
But see, that's okay though. I mean, fuck it. Time for the old shit to die and for some new shit to come in.
I
but
agree.
as of right now,
The thing is, Bungie, you gotta
the new
communicate.
shit that's coming out needs to die faster than the old shit died. You know what I'm saying? Because this shit is poison, bro. I don't like microtransactions.
You shouldn't, like, for a developer, you shouldn't be scared to say, "Here's what we have coming down the pipeline."
Or shouldn't be scared to like fucking say, "My bad, we're gonna change
You
shit."
shouldn't be
We're
scared.
gonna make
Or you shouldn't be scared to say, "Fuck it." If you don't like it, don't play it. You shouldn't be scared to say that either. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay, well.
Like
Fuck
you know
you,
what I'm saying, though?
Nancy's.
No, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. If we really want to make a difference, all of us should fucking quit our current careers and become game developers, because that's the only way this shit's gonna change, bro.
Yeah, apparently most of this shit's irrelevant anyways, because, what was it? The internet neutrality law?
Yeah, net neutrality.
Getting rid of that was passed. So now if they
online
want
play
to,
is garbage.
they can charge for everything.
Yeah. No, they are charging for everything. They're gonna slow down everything on the internet. And if you want regular,
they're gonna throttle your speed.
Yeah.
You can only
get
it by paying
Their main beef with that is because Netflix takes up a lot of bandwidth in Twitch. Yeah, that's a whole big thing with it. So if you notice on Twitch, they saying put something in your chat about net neutrality, because that's a big thing. That's a big issue going on too.
Yep.
That's fucking stupid. Well, it hasn't passed yet. It got passed by the FCC. It still has to go through
Congress.
Congress and also somewhere else, the Chamber of something. So they can still know that, which I think they might. I hope they might. I hope they do, because
I'm pretty sure the entire country would hope they would.
Yeah, because that is fucking
if it
stupid.
passes,
How are you gonna monetize
they
them?
can charge everything. They can block websites. They can charge you for
at their will.
Legit, they have control of what you do on the internet.
Yeah. I mean, you can still
what you do and what rate you do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're gonna slow everybody down, and if you want regular speed internet,
you pay a
you gotta
premium.
give them extra money. Yeah. And if you want to go to, say, Facebook, and your internet service provider is not a fucking affiliate of Facebook, they're going to say, okay, well, if you want to use Facebook, that's an extra $5. Sorry.
AT&T, Verizon, all those big players up at the top are...
Disney is a big one, too.
Well, you know what I'm saying? That mouse is doing big things.
Bro,
they just...
I don't even
that mouse is doing big things.
Disney.
It's literally the
Disney,
largest production company in Hollywood
They
now.
just bought Fox.
Fox.
21st,
bro.
21st century Fox.
My God.
No neutrality would be a big problem. I mean, the future is pushing for fucking digital streaming.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Get rid of
Yeah.
cable and stream everything.
And that's-
cheaper. It's not gonna
Which
be
is
cheaper.
why I don't understand why
That's
they're doing
why.
It's not gonna be cheaper.
Because now they can charge you more if you're fucking
Yeah, exactly.
gonna go streaming. Oh, you want to go streaming? You don't want to pay for cable? Well, here you go. We're gonna fucking make you pay for extra streaming.
Yeah, so now you got to send 2 checks out in the mail, bro. You got to pay your internet service provider, and then you got to pay the government.
Pretty much. All right.
Next topic.
You know what I'm saying? Long story short, Bungie, please just have open communication with your fan base. And people will respect you more. Hopefully, the next DLC is something. We'll see in May.
Yeah, even if it's shit, just fucking put out a tweet
Let us
saying,
know.
"Hey, Justin, the next DLC that you already bought is gonna be
You know what I'm saying?
garbage." Even if it said that, I would be like, "Thank you, I appreciate the heads up."
Thanks for the heads up.
Thank you for letting me,
And then I would go enjoy
letting me know in
shit.
advance.
I would go enjoy it.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like I said, hopefully it's good because you know what I'm saying, Destiny is a game that I don't want to die, but you got to be real sometimes. You got to call them out on their bullshit. Bungie, step your shit up. Next topic.
That being said, do you think Destiny is top 10 game of the year?
No,
So what are your top 10?
I don't think
Yeah, I do.
I don't think it's in top 10. I think Destiny 1.
Top 10 of the year.
That's a lot of games. 10 games didn't even come out this year.
You
I
know,
don't think.
Well, 10 games did come out this year, nigga. You ain't probably
Now,
paid 10 games.
What is the criteria for top games for top game of the year? Are you talking about
Your
overall?
top. Your top overall. Yeah, your top 10 games, right?
All right. Well, I mean, okay.
Shooter, fucking
gotta be
RPG,
because
whatever.
I see you on Destiny more than I see you on anything else, Boogie. Don't lie. It's in
I-
the top 10 of this year.
My
It
top.
is.
I'm all right. As of right now, it is not on my top 10. It's just not on my top 10. Even though I play it 90% of the time, I can't put it on my top 10.
How's it not on your top 10?
That's what I'm
play
saying.
it, you play it your top 9 times.
No, because I feel like I'm not satisfied with the way things are going.
So
I'm going to
you're
continue.
dragging a dead horse through town.
I'm
That's
going to
what I'm saying.
continue to
Check
play
this
it, but
out.
it's not on my top 10. Top 15, yeah, I can do that
That shit
definitely.
don't make
Top
no
10,
sense.
I can't.
So what are your top 10? All right. What top 10 games beat Destiny?
Number 1, Fortnite. Why Fortnite? Because Fortnite does.
Yo, you just started playing this shit
It
like a
doesn't.
month ago.
It doesn't matter if I started playing a month ago or a week ago. If I'm looking at how things progress, they do things right. In terms
So
of
what you're saying is you're moving.
No,
in
if
the
I-
right shape. That's what
oh
you're saying.
my
You and
God.
Destiny is on a break. Fortnite
Listen.
was there to pick up the pieces and made you feel special.
No, the reason why I put Fortnite in there is because not only is the community just blowing everything out the water, but there are actually doing updates that benefits the player and you don't have to come out your pocket every 2 months, every 3 months.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Their updates are on point, and is good updates. It's something that if I wasn't focused on, you know what I'm saying, doing what I do on Twitch with Destiny and trying to get like raid helps and stuff, I would be on Fortnite all the time because it's a good community, it's a good game. They're bringing updates that people want, and they're not making you spend fucking a subscription fee every time they come out with something new.
You know why? It's because games like Fortnite, which are in that niche type of game, are not publisher based. They don't owe somebody money for that project. That brings me back to the AAA versus free to play. You know what I mean? Free to play games are usually really good fucking games, and the developers are in tune with their community because they care.
They don't have a boss,
about the community.
bro.
Yeah, they care about the community and they do what the players want. You know what I mean?
There's no big brother saying, "Hey, you can't do that," or "I need this done by this time."
You know what I mean? It's hit and miss with these developers because
It's always gonna be
they
hit
make
and
a
miss.
fucking
It's always gonna there's never gonna be a 100% perfect game. There's never gonna be that. You know what I'm saying? So you can't say I want 100% absolute flawless game because it's never gonna happen.
Yeah.
So
But
Fortnite
there's-
number 10, number 9.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
go on.
that's right. Number 9, I will put Wolfenstein. I will put Elder Scrolls Online. Shout out to Bethesda because
Also
they're
very good.
doing their thing.
Mhm.
Let me see. I will put Warframe on there. Warframe, another free to play game, which is absolutely killing it right now.
Horizon Zero Dawn.
That's a very good first.
I've heard that's
The
really
good first person
I've heard
shooting
that's
game.
a
I will
really
put
good
that up there. Need for Speed, which was a sleeper.
Hold up, man. Did you even play that game?
I played a lot of games. I played it.
He ain't playing half of these shit.
I didn't play-
Man, you can't be
Why?
throwing stuff
Because
on
it's a
your
top
10
10.
if
I don't
you
have to
ain't
play it.
played
You don't have to play the game. It's a top 10 game. It's my top 10 games of the
How
year.
it can be your top 10 favorites if you ain't
Because
played it?
I seen it. It's my top 10. Your top 10, it could be.
When it's your top 10, you can say it.
It's my top 10. I'm putting it on the list.
Yo, Boogie's like, it's my party. I'll try it.
Fuck out of here. My top 10. Horizon Zero Dawn is up there.
He's so mad.
Need for Speed, which was a surprise to me because I don't really play racing games like that, but that was a really good game
Well,
for what it was.
I don't know
I
I don't
need
know
to
why
play
it's in your
more of
top
that
10. I'm just kidding. I'm just fucking around.
I get a lot of views when I play that game.
Like
I
I said,
enjoyed
it was
Need for Speed too.
it was a sleeper hit, and you know what I'm saying. So shout out to Twitch. You know what I'm saying. It did wonders for a lot of people's streams. My main man Mustard.
Thumbs up
Prime
to Need for
example of
Speed
that.
for the community, man.
Word, dude. I need to play more of it, but these fuckers keep making me play Warframe and all.
Man, you ain't been on Warframe in weeks. Don't even give me that.
I was on
What
there
else-
and then
what
I fell
else came
asleep.
out?
Nigga, you gotta throw that Mario Odyssey in that list, bro. That game is fire, bro. I don't care if you've seen it or played it. That game is fire, bro.
You ain't even lying.
Yeah, we're talking about every console, so yeah, you gotta mention those kind of games.
Yeah. That's one of those games you gotta man. You can't have a top 10 without some Mario in it.
Why?
You can't, man. That nigga's been alive for so
Why
long,
not?
bro.
Why
Doing the
can't?
same shit.
Zelda Breath of the Wild,
Because
for
if
sure.
you don't, he'll come
Right?
to your
I
house
think
and
Zelda
fucking
won. I
Goomba
think
stomp you. That's
wasn't
why.
didn't Zelda win Game of the Year for the Video Game Awards?
I mean, what it did for Nintendo, yeah. I have to give it to him.
Mm-hmm. And that game is fire too.
You
man.
can argue that Injustice was fire
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
as a fighting game, fire. Steve was right.
Yeah.
Super Mario
Cuphead.
Odyssey.
Super Mario Head.
Yeah, Cuphead is another
Yeah,
dope one.
Cuphead's a good game. Yeah.
But the real come out of nowhere, I would have to say PUBG. PUBG came and
Yeah.
destroyed the game.
Mm-hmm.
For Honor,
Well, so
I like what it tried to do, but it's like something that needs more work. But it has a future. That whole fighting style, like
Mhm.
the swordplay and stuff,
Yeah.
and I really digged it. But it was missing some things.
The only it was missing a campaign mode. That's what it was missing.
Yeah,
Being
that
able to go,
storytelling was weak.
being able to go into the story arena
Mm-hmm.
and play as any character that you wanted for however long is
Dude.
what it's missing, dude. That was
Dude, that-
so good.
That game, that fighting play, like that, whatever that shit's called, that he called it, in like an open world,
Yeah, where
witch
you
hunter
just-
type game.
Yeah.
Man, that would be so crazy.
It-
I mean,
it
it's
was-
sort of like Neo, but like Neo
have
is
you
a little
have you heard that game Absolver?
no.
no.
No. Well,
The
that's
fighting style game.
yes, yeah. It's like what we're talking about. If you took the Absolver
Whose
story,
chair's creaking, bruh?
sorry. If you took the
Success.
Absolver story and put it into For Honor with For Honor's gameplay, bro, that game would be fucking game of the year for 3 years in a row. I'm telling you.
Man, there's a lot of games that came out. FIFA, fucking Tom Clancy, Wildlands, fucking what else? Dishonored, Death of some
I
shit.
don't want to hear none
Derek
of
is
y'all put
Derek
Wildlands
is screaming
on
right
your
now.
top 10.
Nah,
don't even
I
wanna
ain't
hear
putting that shit. I'm just saying.
Y'all niggas ain't even trying to
Listen,
sample it.
I ain't putting that shit in my top 10. Horizons in my well, Boogie's not even finished
Come
with his
back
top
to me,
10.
nigga.
Come back to me. All right. Who wants to go next?
I don't got
Boogie's
top
looking
10.
up GameStop.
I
games
don't
came
got
out?
a top.
What
I
games
got
came
like a
out?
top 5.
Go. Let me see. Let me hear your top 5.
My top 5 probably 5 would probably be Destiny. It would
Right.
be Destiny. Number 4 would be 7 Days to Die. That game is fucking. It's a good time killer, bro. 7 Days to Die is like an open seed sandbox.
First person survival
Sandbox,
style game.
where you have to gather resources, build a fucking base, and survive. You know what I mean? Against hordes of zombies, and you have to gather and hunt and get resources while you're surviving from the zombies and shit. Number 3 would probably be. Well, let's go there. Number 1 was Rocket League, bro. It's gotta be Rocket League.
That shit ain't come out this year, bitch.
Nigga, but it did for me. Number 2, Diablo 3.
Okay.
And number 3, probably Fortnite. Probably. Yeah, that's my top 5.
Mike?
That's pretty damn close to Steez's, but nah, number 1 for me is Warframe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, but top 5 alone though, yeah, there's
all
gonna be
time?
7 Days in there. There's gonna be Warframe. You know, Fortnite is obviously gonna be on there. But yeah, at the bottom of the list is gonna be Destiny. I don't know. Only one coming out that I hope is not worthless is Red Dead. That one better be badass.
That game looks like it's.
I'm
that
sorry.
Game looks like it's gonna be fucking.
I hope it is, dude. I've been waiting for that one to come out.
Right, so my top 5 games, or top 10, well, I'll do 5, because 10, I don't think I played 10 new games.
Boogie's like, fuck y'all niggas,
You
y'all
know
got
what
me.
I'm saying?
Fucking assholes.
Yeah, but he only said 5 though, so he's still
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
5 range.
Right, so Destiny is number 1 for me.
He
Like,
said 4, he ain't even playing. No.
Destiny's got to be number 1 for me. As
Four,
much
I
bullshit
ain't
as I talk about the game, I still put in the most hours in that game, and I had the most fun playing that game with all you guys. So Destiny's number 1. Horizon Zero Dawn was fire. Like, when that game came out, it had me fucking wanting more for sure. No, stuck, because once you got that certain armor.
No, stuck like I can't get off this shit.
Oh,
This
yeah,
shit's
yeah.
amazing.
For the two,
You know the Monster Hunter demos on your top 5.
get that shit.
This nigga said, Buster said, this is the best game I've ever played.
Number 3, like middle of the pack, For Honor. I enjoyed the hell of that game for that 1 month it was out. And then number 4, Mass Effect.
You're a Mass
Besides,
Effect player?
yeah, dude. Besides
No way.
the fucking voiceover, it was lit.
Like that game was only out for a month.
It really was for me, because after that it was just like, well, what do I do now? Keep playing niggas online? That's not so much fun for me. See, I can go to 10, Rob. All right, number 5, Need for Speed. 6,
He said I could go to 10.
yeah, 6, Fortnite. I'd have to go 7. Let's see here. Games I played this year. 2K18, 7. Yeah, for sure. What else? Paragon would be 7. 8 would be Shadow.
No, Paragon was 8.
You played Paragon?
7 was 2K.
All right, Paragon was 8. 9, Shadow of Mordor. Damn, I feel like I should put that way higher. But, like, not Shadow of Mordor, but Shadow of War. It's just like, it was too much of the old game. It didn't really change much for me.
Cooking Mama.
What is that? And then number 10, Warframe. Because it's fun only with Mike. Otherwise, I don't know what the fuck's going on in the world.
Yep.
Like-
That's why it wasn't in my list.
I was like, what the fuck? If I go, when I first downloaded that shit last year, like, I fucking got on and I was like, okay, just beat the shit out of everything with my sword. Cool. That's fun. No, it's not. Then he was like, man, you gotta get this, you gotta get that. I'm like, oh shit, this shit is like really fucking intense.
I can't get that without beating. I can't get that just by beating shit with my sword. Nuh-uh. Oh.
Once I'm a professional gamer and can buy more games, like Injustice is probably fire. Fucking PUBG, if I was a fucking
PC player.
Yep, that shit would probably be
It's on the
fire.
console, though.
Assassin's Creed, yeah, eventually it's already on Xbox and soon coming to PS4. When that shit comes out, best believe I'm on that. Assassin's Creed Origin, from what I've seen, looks pretty dope. It's like a back to what what Assassin's Creed, what was dope about it. Yeah. I didn't play the Uncharted Lost Legacies, but that shit got a whole game size DLC.
Yep.
So that's dope.
They
Marvel
are.
versus Capcom Infinite. Like, I mean, Derek knows more about but I know Mike's like swears by Nero Automatica.
But what?
Derek, your turn.
I don't think there's that many. I haven't
Number
played
one
that
is
much,
Wildlands.
So
You know? No, number one would be Destiny.
Injustice 2, Wildlands, Destiny, Lost Legacy.
That's it.
I only play what I'm interested in though. So there's I don't go fucking around with games I don't like. Y'all know
True,
that.
true. So games that you're really excited for in the coming year.
Red Dead.
All right, dude. God of War, Red Dead Redemption 2,
God of War for sure.
Anthem,
Oh, Anthem.
Nah,
Yeah,
they
Anthem
keep
looks
Red Dead.
Anthem looks
God of
fire.
War for sure though.
Spider-Man,
Nah, I'm not big on Spider-Man.
Detroit Becoming
Spider-Man,
Human,
yeah, no, that Spider-Man looks lit.
Last of Us Part 2.
Why?
I'm not as thrilled for that. The trailer didn't.
Yeah,
do
me
it
neither.
justice. The new trailer
Fucking
didn't look good
yeah,
at all.
Dragon Ball Fighter Z.
Mm-hmm.
That looks good.
No
Derek's
idea.
I was gonna say
Whatever
Derek's
that
gonna
is.
get that one.
Niggas
Derek's
said
gonna get
whatever
that
that
one.
is.
Color's still blind, man.
Come
I'm
on,
probably
Mike.
gonna
You
get
got it.
that too. Dragon Ball.
Sea of Thieves, that pirate looking shit.
Yeah, that looks alright. Yeah, I seen a little bit of that.
Nah, so for sure, Red Dead Redemption, Anthem, God of War, and Spider-Man. I'm looking forward to. Like, I want to see what happens in the coming year with those games. Last of Us, like the first one, stole my heart when it came out. I want to see if they'll do it justice. Naughty Dog's usually fucking.
Yeah.
They
They're
keep together.
they're on point. They're an on point developer. I like them.
Yeah. And
They're
then
an on-point developer.
Kingdom Hearts 3, but I've been waiting for that game for too
Everybody's
long,
been waiting
bro.
for that game for too long.
Dude, it's been how many fucking years?
So I'm
for
just
this
like,
game?
whatever.
Jesus,
If it
every
happens,
fucking
it
year.
happens. They're bringing back Shadow.
Shadow of the Colossus?
Shadow
Yeah.
Colossus.
Mhm.
That shit's gonna be dope.
Yeah, I remember that one.
That game was fire, and I can't wait to play it again.
What? Shadow of Colossus? You kidding?
Mm-mm.
You telling me you didn't enjoy that game, or that you didn't know it was coming back?
That is no. I know it's coming back. That's the one game on PlayStation 2 that looked good, and then when I played it, when I got to the end, I was just more pissed off than anything.
Wow.
It was kind of like the first Assassin's Creed. It was just literally rinse and repeat the same thing from start to finish. The story was no fucking story. Like no narrative. It was just go kill this shit and keep it pushing. And then when you got to the end, you didn't even save. You know, who you was trying to save.
Yeah.
It was stupid.
I don't know. I enjoyed it. Maybe I'm a simpler person. Now that Disney has bought out 21st Century Fox, what do you expect along the timeline as far as their Phase 4/5 movies looking ahead?
Hugh Jackman returning as Wolverine.
What? You tripping, nigga? He said he's not coming back.
Actually, he said if it goes back to Marvel, he would return.
I'm sorry, I'm Googling that shit because I need to see.
Mike, what's your thoughts on this?
I got no comments on that shit, man.
Really?
I watch a
Nothing?
movie just for a movie. I don't get too
Nothing?
crazy about movies, dude. Nah, dude, honestly. Movies ain't really my thing.
They just need officially their properties from Sony back.
Well, I'm glad that X-Men is finally coming home. I think partially
Fantastic Four 2.
Fantastic Four 2.
Fantastic Four 2.
And you know what I'm saying, we could finally get rid of, you know what I'm saying, we could erase Fan Four Stick out of our minds, and we probably get a decent Fantastic Four movie.
I can tell you this, we might get to see some of them characters in the fourth Avengers film.
I mean, it's far away enough that they can still make changes to it.
I think what would be dope is if they introduce like the start of Phase 4 with their Fantastic Four logo.
Well, they're still missing 2 or 4 actually.
Yeah.
Spider-Man, Venom, and then they're missing Swamp Thing and Namor.
Cause what am I about to say? With this news being out,
dude,
I feel like Marvel can Marvel has it as far as the movies go. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to DC, the DCEU, they better be on their game. If they want to
Bro,
compete, if they want to compete, and they want to compete in that space, they better step up their game now.
Listen, as much as I love DC, I'm sorry. This right here took them out the water, bro.
Especially if they revamp a Swamp Thing, bro.
I mean,
I can tell you there, we definitely probably can most likely expect to finally see X-Men in costumes.
Yep, not just leather.
Their alter egos, their secret identities that they absolutely abandoned in the Foxverse.
yeah, like the possibilities is endless, and you know what I'm saying. Nothing against DC, you know what I'm saying. I like Justice League and all that, but that shouldn't have been rushed, in my opinion.
I don't think it was rushed per se. I just feel like there was too many cooks in the kitchen.
Yep.
But they wanted to get Justice League out as fast as possible.
Too many good ideas is not always a good idea.
And you can see it. You can see it in the movie. Like, you know what I'm saying. Despite the whole different directors and stuff, you can see the disconnects in it. And I feel like it's gonna go back to another reboot. They're gonna reboot it again.
Just that CGI removed mustache was
stupid. Like, why you can't have why can't Superman have a mustache for, you know what I'm saying? Why did you have to go so hard to put CGI on a mustache? Doesn't make any sense.
Why didn't nigga just shave it off?
Do that. He couldn't.
He was under contract.
He was under
contract. Yeah.
To have the mustache?
No, he was under a contract. The actor was under a contract with a different movie.
Oh. Well,
he had the mustache grown for the Mission Impossible movie he was filming.
So what they should have done was get a different person. What they should have done was get a different person.
Or just write it into the story. Look, he's dead.
He's older. He's older now.
He was dead. You know what I'm saying? He was dead. They brought him back. You know what I'm saying? It was a defect. He got a mustache. Some shit.
The comic book counterpart of that story they tried to tell, he doesn't die. He's like in a coma. And he comes back on his own because radiation from the sun eventually gets into his casket and brings him back slowly.
Yeah, it revives
him. So he's gone over it's a 6-month period that he's in the ground, just slowly building his health back. That's what they should have did. You know what I'm saying? They had to do this fucking science experiment. Like, I don't know, whatever. I'm like a Superman fan, and both the Man of Steel and this movie has shit that I was against, but for their fucking storytelling issues.
Not only that, they messed it up altogether right at the end of BVS. They already showed the sand on top of his casket lifting up, like he was waking up then. And you know, so then to come into this movie,
the nigga was just
still
dead.
In the ground, like,
you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, he's dead.
Dead. He didn't get hungry. He didn't get hungry at all.
Not that he was in remission. The nigga was dead. And then they don't give him nigga a sequel. Give the nigga a sequel.
They should have did, and don't even call it Man of Steel 2. Just call it Superman.
Or whatever, nigga. I don't give a fuck. Just give the nigga a sequel.
That should have been before Justice League. His sequel should have been before that.
And then you should have gave me a Batman solo story before BVS.
Well, see, that's the problem.
Or make BVS more of a Batman story than so much as a Batman.
The Batman parts was dope, even though he was killing people.
Yeah.
He killed a hell of people. Damn near everybody he went up against, he killed him.
Dude,
whenever he was in his car, he killed him.
yeah. He was yep.
He was flipping niggas in his shit, blowing them up. Even if they were rubber bullets, they were fucking niggas up.
He was shooting them in the temple, nigga, point blank. Bro. You don't think that's just gonna kill you? Right in the fucking face, nigga.
Not only that, the movie narrative.
Brandon niggas. He was Brandon.
Yeah, the narrative in the movie told you that if you went, locked up with that brand on you, they killed you in it. So he was sentencing people to death.
Yeah.
And that's not Batman, nigga.
Yeah, one of the first things that's explained about him is
you know, he is justice, so he doesn't believe in killing criminals. He believes in just keeping justice.
Not
But
Batman,
this
nigga.
nigga's a
Batman was
murderer.
killing people
With
left and right.
This nigga's
with
a murderer.
Flashpoint coming in the near future, and Batfleck being out of the picture,
Is that
it's looking
confirmed?
like it's
No,
not yet, but they're
they're-
trying to keep him on, but he's trying to get away.
Here's the speculation on how they're gonna use him. They're speculating using him in Flashpoint, right? And then when the whole timeline gets changed due to Flashpoint, they'll
Giving
use that to explain a new Batman. Why he
exactly,
looks
which what they're thinking of doing is Jake Gyllenhaal, like replacing him after Flashpoint.
He would be a better
They're-
Two-Face.
they're
He'd be a
gonna-
better Two-Face.
Hold on. That would be
Two-Face,
funny.
Two-Face.
That would be funny only because his sister was Batman's girlfriend in the fucking
Yeah,
Nolan
yeah.
version.
Right, so they would do
That's terrible.
Batfleck. Flashpoint, they're gonna give us Thomas Wayne, would be fire, and then at the end of that movie, when he comes back, it'll be Jake Gyllenhaal as Batman.
How's it gonna be fire though? It's not gonna show us anything that Bruce Wayne didn't show us in this.
As far as DC goes, I'm more interested in seeing a Cyborg movie next than anything.
I want to see who they introduce as fucking Green Lantern,
Only
because it's supposed to be a buddy cop. It's gonna be a buddy cop movie with Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart. Who's gonna be the black guy? If the white guy is Armie Hammer. That's a fucked up name, by the way, Armie Hammer.
I know. I think a big
Armie Hammer is playing Hal Jordan.
He got hired by DC, and he hasn't been featured in the movie at all. So you tell me. He's under contract for DC as a character. What character? Still
Don't know.
unknown.
Don't know.
Yeah, I don't think it's Hal Jordan though.
He works as Hal Jordan.
Yeah, I see that. Armie Hammer.
Maybe.
I don't know if they're gonna give him a shot though. I
Maybe.
don't know if they will.
It's either that or
I
what.
don't think he'll.
Donald Glover.
Bring
he
him
needs
back,
to do
right?
something.
What-
She was trying to be Spider-Man for years.
That
Nah.
shit was funny though. When he said that shit, is like everybody's like Spider-Man can't be black. Why not?
Hey,
not?
he actually would
Yo.
be a dope Miles
He would.
Morales, though. Right. So this is what they're looking for as far as Green Lantern Corps, the movie, right? Hal Jordan, a white Caucasian male between the age of 40 and 50, former military, so he has to look that kind of like look. And then with Jon Stewart being the younger version of Jon Stewart, African American male between 21 and 30, also former military, etc. So those are the two people that they're going, like what they're casting for in the new Green Lantern that's gonna come out in 2020.
So they're trying to go for a much older Hal Jordan
Mm-hmm.
over Jon Stewart.
Yeah. So because Hal Jordan was the first human Green Lantern.
Yeah.
And there
Jon
was-
Stewart was the next one.
No,
Right.
there was Guy Gardner, Kyle Reidner, and then
Jon Stewart.
yep. Jon Stewart was the last one to become a Green Lantern, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Or Kyle Reidner, one of those two. Oh yeah, it was Hal Jordan, Guy Gardner, Jon Stewart, and then Kyle Reiner. And then there's apparently some more Green
What?
Lanterns of Earth. Simon Baz.
Tons of 'em. There's even a
Well, who the
female
fuck is that?
from Earth.
Simon Baz
I don't know.
is Muslim Green Lantern,
What?
created in 2012 by
I
Jeff
never heard of
Johns
that
and
nigga.
Doug
I
Liman.
never heard of that nigga.
Yeah, is the first Middle Eastern and Muslim member of the Green Lantern Corps. Debuted in 2012. Is a Lebanese American child living in Dearborn, Michigan.
Of course.
Yeah, you know.
Can't have him from the Middle East. Can't have that. They're not gonna do that shit. You know how it goes, bro.
Not in this day and age.
Oh yeah. What's
So,
his power?
his-
What's his power?
he's driving
He
his-
can
check it out,
explode.
check it out,
He can
check it out.
explode.
He steals a car while evading the police. There's a bomb inside the van that he
Oh
stole.
my god.
He drives it into an abandoned factory and it explodes and it's seen as an act of terrorist. So Hal Jordan and Sinestro interrogate this guy
Oh my god.
Holy shit.
That's so racist, bro. That's so fucking racist.
So I
Yo,
wrote,
they're fucking that Green Lantern lore up with this shit, dude.
and then after him, some chick named Jessica Cruz becomes a Green Lantern.
And let me guess, she's crossing some borders.
They're on a hunting trip when she accidentally stumbles across two men burying a body. Two men brutally murder her friends. Jessica manages to escape, but is left traumatized. The ring of Voltham, which feeds off fear and had abandoned powering after his death during the crime incident syndicate's incursion of Prime Earth, unable to locate her due to her trauma, unlike the previous ring bearers. Blah, blah, blah. So this bitch experiences a trauma and becomes a fucking Green Lantern.
Shit, nigga, I'd let somebody kill all my friends if I got Green Lantern ring. What the fuck? Just saying. If that's all it takes for me to get a Green Lantern ring, sorry, y'all are.
I guess we die.
The two main popular ones is Hal Jordan and John Stewart.
True. Guy Gardner is only popular in the comics.
And both of them.
Kyle Reiner, though, is the most powerful
Most
Green
of the
Lantern
forms
ever.
of media they've done them in have been Green Lanterns at the same time, which is also what they're going to be doing here in the movies.
Mm-hmm. All right, real quick, what do you
On
think
Twitch.
the future of microtransactions is going to end up being? Like, do you see it getting worse before it gets better, or not getting better at all?
I don't think it's getting better at all, bro.
Yeah.
As long as there's money to be made, it will be made somehow.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we're on a sinking ship when it comes to microtransaction. Either we're gonna have to put up or just shut up. Like, fuck it. All right, this is what the game is now. I'm gonna take my game. You know what I'm saying? My $60. You got it already, and that's all you're getting from me.
I propose an idea.
on that net neutrality bill.
Yep, because this shit don't make no type of difference if we
I
can't
think
even
it'll
play the game
depend on
online.
that. Because if that shit passes and they start fucking charging for everything, then everybody really will draw the line. Like, you can keep your microtransactions and shove it up your ass.
Yeah.
It'll go away if that's the case.
Yeah, but then you got a whole nother fucking battleship to sink.
A worse, and that one will be way worse.
Yeah, it's the lesser of two evils. I'd rather have the microtransactions.
Exactly.
Keep my internet, nigga. I'll pay you a decent amount of money for this 75 fucking gigabytes a month.
Mike?
Right. Now we're not even talking about phone companies, dude. Imagine your phone bill if they're like, hey, yeah, no more unlimited, nigga.
Yep. Yep.
They already throttle your speeds
That
when you
unlimited
hit a
doesn't
certain
mean
amount.
shit now.
I can tell you this right now. If you on contract, you better get your unlimited right now.
Yep.
Because they can't take it from
Because
grandfather.
you're gonna need it. You're gonna need it once this shit goes through.
They'll probably dock it and start trying to fucking cap it and shit, but they'll never be able to take it unless you cancel.
Yep. Already on contract, bitch. You ain't charging extra for shit. I already got it.
Yeah, but that's the thing. They've moved away from contracts and into you leasing your phone. You're leasing your phone.
Yeah, but so long as you have a current contract, they cannot void it. They cannot void it as of right now.
Until it's up.
No, not even that. If you get to the end of your 2-year contract, bro, and you pay that bill, it automatically goes into another 2-year contract. Automatically.
Where?
No.
Where?
Going to another 2-year contract.
Mine
but it
does.
stays yours.
Mine does.
The plan stays yours.
Well, that's what I mean. That contract, it stays alive.
So long as you before your contract was tied to your phone. Hey, pay $200 for this phone. You're under contract for 2 years, and this is what your plan is. This is what your phone is for 2 years. Now you can upgrade every year. All you gotta do is pay this monthly fee for your phone. Meanwhile, your bill is
upgrade every year. I don't know what phone company you think didn't do that, but you always could. Not tied to your phone. I know tied to your plan. Your contract was your plan. As long as you fulfill the contract, you can keep your plan as long as whatever. Your contract is up after 2 years. Your plan is your plan unless you change it. Shit was never tied to your phone. Upgrades happen every year. Every year. Upgrades.
No.
Every 2 years.
What you're talking, what Mustard's talking about now is the how you can when all this the new phones keep coming out, right? You can upgrade to the new phone, and then they tack on a fee for that phone, so you don't have to pay an absurd amount of money for that new
The
phone.
phone outright.
Yeah,
Listen,
they just added to they added to
right.
the monthly bill.
So your phone was
Yeah, Steve, they did that then too.
no, they didn't.
Well, I
They
mean,
did.
You could
Not
not lease
necessarily.
your phone.
not necessarily because they
Your
don't,
phone
they
was
didn't,
given
they didn't have
to you.
$1,000 phones a couple of years ago. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
They didn't say lease your phone, and neither did what he just said was leasing your phone.
that's what you do now.
Yeah.
You're talking to the guy who
When
sells
you-
phones for a
When
living.
you upgrade,
That's what
to
you
a new
can
phone,
do. You work at
they-
Apple, nigga.
And what do you think I sell, nigga? Apple phones to every provider.
No shit. There you go. Providers. The providers do exactly what I'm saying.
Okay. So
You can lease. You can still get your plan. It still works the same.
your plan
way.
is the same regardless if you lease a phone or not.
Yeah.
Now you can change your plan whenever you want. Before, your plan was the same for 2 years. It was stuck.
Mhm.
Now I can be like, oh, well, today I want unlimited. Tomorrow I want to pay for it. I can change this shit whenever, however many times I want. Because that's not your contract anymore. You're no longer under contract unless you lease their phone from them.
They still offer that.
They don't offer subsidiaries. The only company that does is Sprint. And
I got Sprint.
if you want a subsidiary, an iPhone 10 is going to cost you $600. That means you pay $600. The phone is yours for 2 years, but you get the phone at the end of your 2 years for $600 instead of paying monthly $55 or whatever the case may be for the next 2 years, and then the phone is yours. And then you have to pay full price for that phone. That's the difference.
Yeah. It's 4801.
Yeah. Just think
but then after that 2 years lease is up, you still have to pay a one-time fee of $233 to finish the price of the
unless you
to pay off the phone. Otherwise, you got to give the phone back. Otherwise, you got to
exactly. But with that leasing, you get the chance to upgrade every year at no cost to you.
Yeah.
Where before it was at a fee, or sometimes they would waive the fee because you're cool, but now you can't do that no more. You're no longer under a planned contract. It's a phone contract now. Like, hey, you're leasing? All right, you're stuck with us because you're leasing.
Yeah, because the phones are
they're not yours.
The
you don't own
expense
them.
of the phone
Exactly.
exceeds the price of the plan by so much, so they say, fuck it, we'll do it for the phone itself. So that's why you got to give it back or pay the fucking fee.
But yeah, so now there's no more getting grandfathered in. They made it so that you got a grandfather plan that's unlimited. It's actually worse than one of our plans right now.
That's why everybody has that. Unlimited.
So we're just gonna upgrade you for free, and then they get rid of your shit.
That's why a lot of unlimited plans are basically it says unlimited up until a certain amount, and then you get that throttle shit.
It's unlimited, and then you're throttled after 5 gigs usually.
But then, I mean,
it's still unlimited.
Unless you're doing
going
a super
at
amount of
3G
shit
speed,
online.
so.
Yeah, if you're doing a super amount of shit online, that 5 gigs can last you a month.
Exactly, because you got to think everywhere you go is Wi-Fi now. I got home, I got Wi-Fi. I go to work, I got Wi-Fi. The only time you're using your data is in your car.
Yep, pretty much.
I got something else we can talk about. How do we feel as far as how do we what's gonna go on with our clan?
As far
that's a subject.
Oh man, this is not for podcast listening, so
tune in next time, see what happens,
and see the outcome.
Preview of the next episode.
To the next time when it explodes. All right, guys. Well, this is the first installment of our podcast,
which has no name right now.
So we're gonna start with my person on the left, which is Fusion. Tell them where they can find you at and the outro.
Yeah,
you can find me.
I don't know my shit neither. You can find me at Fail Fusion.
Fail Fusion on YouTube.
Yeah.
Fail Fusion PSN. Hit them up. PVE God. Right. So, Steve, where can the people find you if they want to laugh more?
PSN is Steezo. That's Steez with a OH. That's pretty much where you're going to be able to find me because I have a very small online footprint because I don't trust people. So just hit me up on PSN.
Mike, you got any handles?
Nope. PSN name.
Right. Well, You're listening to Mustard Custer on PSN, Mustard_Custer on Twitch, and on YouTube and Twitter. It is Kicking It with Hans.
Yeah. So y'all already know who I am. This is your boy wBoogie. Y'all can catch me on Twitch at twitch.tv/GamesRSHD. Y'all can catch me on YouTube, youtube.com/wBoogie06. Twitter at GamesRSHD. Facebook, just look for me at GamesRSHD as well. That's where the homepage is for where I'm going to start putting my Twitch updates and stuff like that alongside Twitter. Yeah, hope y'all enjoyed this podcast as lovely as it was. You know what I'm saying? I was put on the spot like 18 times this whole goddamn podcast.
Yeah.
But yeah,
All right.
I hope y'all enjoyed this podcast.
We hear you, Boogie.
We'll see y'all next week when we're talking about clans and, you know what I'm saying, clan operations, and we're going to be talking about what's the future of our clan. If you would like to join our clan, I would.
Yeah, and how God of Games turned out to be a big bullshit.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All that.
I haven't stepped in that bitch
All
once.
that good stuff will be handled next week. Yeah, so thank y'all for tuning in. We'll see y'all then.